Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Rook, and he's in the Yueyang, a tier 10 Pan-Asian destroyer. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Now he's on map hotspot, and he's divisioned with myself in the Minotaur, and Viper in the Sand. So this is a tier 11 battle with 2 tier 11s, there is only one raider, the Wooster. And for some reason our Groningen is not going B, which is a shame. So we have 4 destroyers, which means we've decided to keep both of our destroyers here. The Groningen could have just contested the center with Hydro and Smoke. That would be a very powerful... Well, those would be very powerful tools to take it, but the Groningen doesn't want to use its strengths. Instead, it's just... I don't know. Anyway. Now we have Viper inside the cap with a Hydro that basically covers the cap and will keep that Shimmer spotted for a long time. And we have Rook going around the flank to spot the flank, and as we can see here, he can get some shots at the Shimakaze. Now this Shimakaze is behind an island, so it's protected from myself and Viper. But Rook on the other hand can go to town here. If he reverses a little bit, he's probably gonna be undetected again, and this Shimmer is just getting wrecked pretty heavily. There we go. So we almost... All the Shimmer is trying to smoke up, buddy, that's not gonna work, you're inside a Hydro. Now Rook would also have a Raider, but so far it's not needed, and unfortunately the enemy ships are now pushing in a way that they can start shooting Rook. But you know, they might just be slightly too late, the Shimmer's already dead, and he can now just disengage here. He's popping a speed boost, and he should soon be in concealment. Now deep water torps are going for the Kurfürst. He's also using his reload booster for even more fishies. Now this Kurfürst is probably gonna Hydro considering its position, but I mean considering that the Kurfürst pushed in too far, he's now getting deep water torped from Rook. He's probably getting torped from Viper as well. So this Kurfürst is in an interesting position. Now meanwhile most of our team has gone towards A and is now sitting useless behind A. The Satsuma sort of looked like it left, but it stuck around, although pretty far away. The Kurfürst is with us though. That Kurfürst has decided to fight for this cap with us. Which is pretty nice. Speaking of Kurfürsts, the enemy Kurfürst is predictably eating the fishies and the shells, and it's gonna go down. So, you know, considering that we don't have that many ships here, I feel like we are doing pretty well. Then again, the enemy Shimmer just threw itself away there. Then the Kurfürst wasn't doing so well either, and the other enemy ships here are just behind the island. So the enemy team just isn't using their resources here very well, I should say. Now, there is still a destroyer in the cap, mind you, right? So there are kind of 3 ships still around here. One that we can't see in the cap, the Hanover kind of also on this side, and 2 have already been sunk. Now it looks like a big blob might be coming around here. So Rook is in a position to welcome them with some lovely fishies. They are almost reloaded. Now, of course, there might be a lot of Hydro, like the Hindenburg has Hydro, the Neptune has Hydro, the Hanover has now caught up and also has Hydro. Like, the major advantage of deep waters is that they are so sneaky, of course, that's pretty hard countered by Hydro. But then again, it's not like those ships have necessarily coordinated their use of them. Now Rook is popping a Hydro here to give us some vision of those guys and maybe help detect the Harugumo, although it looks like the Harugumo is not at the usual places behind those islands. It's more like on the... Yeah, it's actually pushing. Well, speaking of pushing things, somebody pushed into Rook's torps. So, that Harugumo is raided and getting farmed. It looks like it might be trying to turn away. Is it gonna pop a smoke? No. Well, I guess it's now pushed far enough that Viper can keep it hydroed. It's an interesting choice of the Tarugumo to push in there. I mean, let's be honest, the presence of Viper and myself wasn't really a secret. Neither was the presence of Rook. All of us have been spotted at some points. So that's like a set Hydro backed up by a Minotaur and, you know, a Raider Yueyang. I mean, he might not have been aware that it's a Raider Yueyang, but still. So basically our flank here has now sunk 4 ships. Now our Kurfürst is on very low health, so he's retreating, that's fine. The Satsuma might have finally realized that this is not a reason to sit in the back, because we are pretty much dominating this flank. Meanwhile, the other side, where most of our ships are, has still not taken the A cap, has... Oh, have they? Oh, they actually sunk a ship now. Oh, nice. They are just going around the 1-2 line, but this is fine. I think we've got our side here covered. Now the Hanover is... It looks like it might be pushing past here, right? So it looks like all those enemies might be pushing past those islands. We will see if that actually turns out. Now, of course, we still have a lot of torpedoes to welcome them. My Minotaur is more than ready to welcome them with some more fishes, as is Rook here with his reload poster, and Viper is moving north to cross-torp those lovely enemies. Now it looks like the Neptune decided to smoke up there and got a fishy for its trouble. The Hanover might actually be pushing straight in and the Begonia is gonna come around. Meanwhile, we are kind of, I mean, pressured is probably the wrong word, but we now get the Yamato and the Marlborough from the other flank, which have retreated so much that they are now running into us here. I would like to say our team is hard in pursuit, but our team is still stuck in the 2 line. So the Neptune by now is gone. The Satsuma here on our side took care of the Marlborough, and well, Rook is too far into the Hanover Hydro, not that it matters at this point. At this point we're just racing to see how much more fishies we can feed those enemies. Yeah, it's basically 4 enemies left. So... Instead Yamato looking this way, Rook's just getting a few sneaky shells into that as well. He's just chilling in the Hydro here, not caring. Because at this point... Yeah, we didn't get the Yamato. But somebody did. At this point the Hanover is coming around again. And... Will he make it behind an island? Yeah, that's actually looking good. Oops, still need a little bit time to reload though. The enemy is down to 3 ships, right? There's the Begonia still coming around here. There is the Hanover that... Yeah, we've lost track of it.
Problem solved, sir.
The Hanover may or may not eat some fish in the near future. I think Viper's got some on the way and Rooks are almost reloaded, although... Oh, that Begonia is finally around. Oh well. As I said, at this point, we stopped taking this seriously at some kind. Like, Rook could have easily escaped there, right, down there, but it was just about getting a little bit more damage before it's over. The Yamagiri is going to fall to Viper here. The Hanover... Is the Hanover eating fish? I've got some single launch fishes, they're going towards it. And the Begonia is almost dead. Now our Kurfürst here is still alive, that was with us. That's nice. And yeah, down goes the Hanover. And this is unsurprisingly a win. We which brings us to the results. And while it was one-sided in a sense that the enemy team got absolutely crushed, we still had some very exciting fighting on our side, because, you know, most of our team were just watching this from the sidelines, from the other side. Also, it's nice to see the Kurfürst do well. The Kurfürst aggressively pushed in with us on our flank, and when he saw that there were too many ships coming, he successfully retreated and kept himself alive and in the game. So nicely done, Kurfürst. And our division, well, we just had the right tools to utterly crush them, right? Between Viper's Hydro and Rook's Raider, all of the torps we had and the Minotaur gunpowder, we kind of crushed them. The enemy didn't have a Raider to counter us. And they might have slightly suicided at times. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.